guys? Hi again. I hope all you guys are doing well. I hope you guys are taking care of yourself and keeping yourself safe out there. Today is a wet day, so I hope you guys are keeping dry. I was gonna discuss the infrastructure in Haiti and how we could use infrastructure as a mean of development and to boost up the economy of the country. And the more I think about it and what I was preparing the subject, I said to myself, can we really discuss infrastructure and economy development when we are in a country where it's unstable? In the state of we are right now, I don't think that's a plausible discussion because we are not at the point where we could discuss development of the country, because to develop a country you need some form of stability, and right now we are not there. But while I was asking myself that question, it brings me to question myself and said, as a Haitian citizen myself, uh, is there something wrong with us as a nation? Are we too complicit? What are we waiting for to make the changes we need to make as a people? When you don't have a government, what comes next? Does the people becomes the government, and does the people take charge of the country? It forced me to um question our not our patriotism as Haitians. Because do we care about the people? Are we too selfish to care about our fellow Haitian women and men in Haiti because we are here in the United States and we're doing okay? Are we too self-absorbed about our own situation that we don't have time to think about what's really going on in Haiti? Don't forget, as a Haitian person, even though you are living in the United States or wherever around the world you are living, you still have a responsibility to your motherland, because at the end of the day, that's where you come from, and you don't know where life gonna take you, and you might end up back in Haiti. I mean, if we look at this, the situation of the Haitians that were in the border of Texas a couple weeks ago, I'm sure a lot of them, when they left Haiti, they thought they left Haiti for good and they would never go back to Haiti because things were doing well for them, whether they were in Chile or they were in Mexico. But when they came to the United States in the crossing, of course, looking for a better life, they end up right back where they started. They end up right back in Haiti, and they invested all their money in a different country, trying looking for a better life, and they end up back where they started in Haiti. So it makes me question, is the solution for us to look for a better life elsewhere? Or is it for us to try to make our country better so we don't need to go look for a better life elsewhere? And it also makes me question, um, why are we not thinking like that? Why are we not thinking about how can we change the situation in Haiti? I mean, even though I understand there's a lot of gang taking over Port-au-Prince. Again, I don't want to say Haiti because Haiti is not Port-au-Prince, and the gang are mainly situated in Port-au-Prince, and but that problem it affect the whole country because the country was not decentralized. The country was mostly based. Everything has to be done in Port-au-Prince. So once Port-au-Prince become once Port-au-Prince is taken over by the gang, it makes it handicap the whole country. I get it, but why is the country has 10 departments? Okay, or they call it 10 arrondissement, which are really kind of like 10 states. Out of the 10 states, one of those states is sick, which is which is Port-au-Prince, which is west, or which is yeah, Port-au-Prince is a state that has a issue. Why is it all the other states don't put together and said, you know what, let's rescue Port-au-Prince, let's do something? Let's not wait on other people income to do for us, because the what I hear in the media, in social media, and when I'm looking at Haitian social media, there's a lot of Haitian in the social media, but there's a lot of most of them are not discussing this issue, and they continuing as business as usual, as everything is okay. Granted, there are a few of them that are making the effort to bring awareness to that issue that's happening in Haiti. But our calls are falling in dead ears, because the people who we are calling to help us um, are not concerned with our issues. So that's why this is a Haitian issues, and we need to bring awareness to each other. We need to decide, us Haitian, we need to decide to bring help to our country, because no one's gonna come and help us. I hear a lot of people in the media saying they're waiting for the U.S. to help. They're waiting for United Nations to help, but United Nations and the U.S. are part of the problem. They are not part of the solution, because where the country is going, we're gonna end up in a point where we go back to either occupation of U.S. occupation, or we go to, I don't know, maybe DR occupation, Dominican Republic occupation, and the same problem we have in the country right now gonna still continue, because I know I heard a couple people in the media and elsewhere saying, well, it'd be good for DR to occupy Haiti because we're not doing anything with the country. But if DR would occupy Haiti, think about it. Look how they are treating Haitian in the Dominican Republic right now. Do you think they'll change because they come to occupy your country now? Do you think the mentality will change because they're occupying your country now? It won't change. It'll be worse, if even. So don't say you want another country to come and occupy your country because they will bring change. They will not bring change. Remember, country only have interests, and they will look at what's good for the interests and not what's good for your people. And let's say the United States came to Haiti and occupy Haiti and take over. Do you think things will change for Americans, for Haitian citizens, because the United States is occupying Haiti? Look at Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico is under U.S. occupation and under U.S. domination, but Puerto Rico is not doing any better. Guam is a country under U.S. occupation and domination. But have you ever heard of Guam? Unless you look for Guam, have you ever heard of it? These countries, when they come and occupy your country, they don't do better. They just come and take what you have and enrich their own country from your resources. But they don't take you out of it. The U.S. always been a main form of oppressor of Haitian people, and they always been in Haitian business. They always interfere in Haitian politics. That didn't make Haiti better. Actually, it brings Haiti back. We went from bad to worse. We're not doing better. The government right now in Haiti is a government placed by the U.S. government, is a government that is selected by the U.S. government, and this is where Haiti is right now, and we're not doing better. The gang in Haiti, in Port-au-Prince right now, who do you think are financing them? Who do you think are giving them those weapons? I mean, let's use our logics. Those gangsters are from the poor people. They're from the poor, right? Where do they find money to buy those weapons they have? Those weapons are very expensive materials. They have weapons and they always have ammunition for the weapons. Where do they find the money to support themselves? I'm looking at one of them who was making a speech a couple weeks ago, and who are filming him. All the journalists filming him are all white journalists. But where do they find those? I mean, where do they find all the resources? gangsters, and they have people filming them and giving them airtime to say stuff they want, to say whatever they want, as if they are the liberator of the people. They call Haiti. We really have to think. We really have to ask ourselves, as a nation, are we willing to survive? Are we willing to change our situation? And if we are willing or want to change our situation, we cannot wait on someone to come and rescue us. There will not be a rescuer. We will not have a Jesus or a Allah to come and save us. We have to be our own savior, and we need to make the decision whether we want to fight for this country or we want to stay where we are. Because we may have lost a couple battles, but we haven't lost the war. We can still regain our nation. We can still get that country back on track. But to do that, we need to first take on the responsibility as patriot, as Haitian, and stop saying, because I'm not in the country, I don't care. Because today, if the United States government make a decision to deport all TPS people and all the Haitian without green card, or even the one-way green card, because to have a green card is to say you have permission to reside in the country. If the government decide, you know what, I no longer want you to be a resident of my country for whatever the reason, they could deport all Haitian back. And where you think you're going to go? You're going to go to Haiti. And what Haiti are you going to find? So we really need to think of Haiti as our heritage, a place for us to it's a place that we inherit, but it's also a place of refuge for us, and we really need to save that. And if any one of you doubt what I just said, that the government can revoke your TPS, the government can revoke your green card, ask people who have been deported in Haiti, and think about World War II, when United States put all U.S. Japanese in concentration camp because they think they could be a threat for the United States. They didn't care they were U.S. citizens, some of them. They didn't care they were a resident of the United States. They just put them in concentration camp. If you really want to understand a person, you must understand their history. Let's go back to the history of the United States and see what country you're dealing with. And if you think if United States occupy Haiti, it's gonna make Haiti better, well, I have news for you. United States already occupy Haiti, because all the shots that are calling down there, they are calling those shots, and they are not calling them in your favor. Okay, so please, Haitian citizen, be mindful of your country and take charge of your destiny. Stop leaving it up to other country to defend you. It's your country. It's your responsibility. I hope I'll see you guys next time, and I hope I find you guys in a better situation. See you guys next time. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and ring the bell for notification. And most importantly, like for YouTube. Thank you.